have sound? There we go. Okay. So theoretically, the stream is alive. Just double check. And also booting up World of Warships. Got a little tied up getting the kids ready for bed. See, are we up on... Oh, I see some people complaining about the user interface on Twitch, and I'm seeing the issue right now. Why can't I go to my own channel here? My phone is screaming at me. Oops, sorry about that. I just accidentally bumped my cat. Okay. Yeah. Hey, hopefully the game is going to start up. And I'm doing various experiments tonight trying to prepare for the stream for tomorrow. So I'm hoping you guys will be patient with me tonight, because this isn't, well, I guess you could call it kind of a dry run for tomorrow's stream. And I'm concerned that I may not survive a 24-hour stream, but I will be doing it for a good cause. So hopefully I will survive that long. Okay. Reward received. It would also be like super cool if World of Warships fixed their current sound issues, because that's kind of a pain in the butt right now. Alright, yeah, I can definitely hear sound. So stuff is up. Let me just take a quick look at the... here we go. I am going to activate my little slideshow of pictures of my dad's ship. And there should be some of the pictures in there. Little title. Probably can have this slide over just a tad. And what else do I got? The fundraiser source, if it loads properly. Good, it is. Excellent. Okay, so that, so far so good. I probably need to line that up a little bit to the right. Yeah, so we'll be kicking that off tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Eler, how you doing? I am setting up my stream now for tomorrow. This is, I guess you could call it my dry run. And thank you very much for the donation to get us started. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to pop right into take out my Molotov. Ah, cool, thank you. I'll have to check that out. I really wish they would address these sound issues with the game, because they're a real pain in the butt. Okay. Oh, I think you hear my daughter coming down the stairs. Yes?
You already have a lot of people.
Oh, great. Now I'm all alone. I am in deep trouble. Oh, jeez. I am going to have to get out of here. Of course, because I was distracted, my entire team lemmings to the other side of the map. Come on. Maybe I can outrun the torps. Okay. I think I'm just screwed for this game. There's nothing I can do about it. Who is... Why is their carrier right there? Well, I might as well shoot if I can. I really dislike the utter lack of sound in the game. Got off that one easy. Well, I might as well just keep firing. Until they delete me, which will be any second. Kill as many planes as I can. Keeping that AAA up as long as I possibly can. Uh-oh. That was pretty much inevitable. Yeah, it would have been nice if some of you guys stayed around there. Okay. Um, well, I have no fires burning. I'm just going to pop right out of there. Oh yeah, that's one thing I forgot to do. I didn't fire up Discord. Meantime, I'll exit this. Okay. In the meantime, I can take out the Makarov. Oops. Just bear with me just for a second. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking like the status of the stream, making sure everything is like alive and kosher and stuff. So sorry for the delay. Okay, so that's good. All right, so next ship we will take out is the Makarov. I'm just kind of working my way through all of my ships to get the 4-year anniversary gifts, and I have many ships to go through. So I could just grind through them all pretty quickly in co-op, but I have decided that I have all these ships to play, not to just screw around just to get the gifts. So I might as well actually play the ships in like random battles. So I think the it goes on until mid-October, something like that. So I might as well just go through all my ships and play them one at a time until I get victories on each of them. All right, so tier 6, I am bottom tier because of course I am. The Makarov is the Soviet version of the Nuremberg. Actually, it is the Nuremberg that was gifted to the Soviet Union after World War One. Was it World War One? One or two? I don't remember. I think now that I think about it, I think it was actually World War Two. After the defeat of Germany, and it was refitted and I think given a different AA suite, and it became the Makarov. Of course, there's either with the right answer. So, of course, he is Mr. Kriegsmarine himself. So if I play this right and I'm careful, I should be able to do just fine in a tier 8 game. Just kite a lot and use a lot of WASD. I don't know that I'd quite call it a capital ship, but ship of any size. I guess this was probably one of the few, one of the largest ships they had, so maybe that's why they called it a capital ship. Hello, Prototype. Welcome to the stream. You might see my cat sticking his nose in this game. Every so often he has to make his presence known. The Ranger's moving forward. That's odd. gonna have to watch my FPS for this stream because when I have a lot of things going on all at once, it has a tendency to slow things down a little bit. So I might need to close some programs later on to keep the stream going at a fast enough pace. Sometimes I hate islands. Two Nelsons. Ugh, is that a... No, it's a triple Nelson division. Wonderful. That's all I need. God, I'm a little rusty tonight. My prediction skills are not up to speed. Felt like something was in my headset right there. Like I had a bug crawling in my earphone. Now that would be kind of freaky. Okay, so we're losing the guys now. So I'm kind of losing my screen of ships to help defend me, which is not good. Let's see how well my AA does. This is probably going to hurt. Or they could all miss. I will not complain. Give them too much lead. Although right now I'm probably better off trying to go after, take out this cruiser. You know, do damage where I can do it, because the Nelson can just print out new ships, and all I'll do is just encourage them to do that. So if I can kill a Huang He, that would definitely help my team more than just setting a fire or two on a ship that can just repair itself. God, turn Nürnberg. Or Makarov, sorry. I'm gonna get hit. Okay, well, at least I can hide behind these other guys now. Ouch. That was a big hit. I'm getting the distinct impression that we're not going to win this one. Excuse me. Come on, burn them down. Because if push came to shove, I think I could take on the Huang He. And if he spotted, maybe the Benson. But of course, I have no targets because they're all dead. I mean, my allies are all dead. And as soon as he fires that main battery, I'm in deep doo-doo. Oh, come on, start a fire! This is gonna hurt. Oh, he missed. Come on. There's the fire. Just land a few more good hits. One more. There we go. About time. Ow. Oh, great. The Benson is going to spot me, and the Huang He is just going to shoot at me. Get up from behind cover. Is that Cheesy talking to me? The Turpits. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to survive here, dude. This could hurt. That was rough. This one's probably going to get me. Turn in. Okay, maybe that German AP just isn't as good as I've heard, because there we go, 4 penetrations, but still, that's not that good. Well, unfortunately, it didn't shred them. I got some penetrations, but not enough. So I think we are toast. Wonder how the Asashio's doing over here, if he's going to get more torpedoes off or if he's dead. Yeah, he's not going to last much longer. I don't think I had enough HP left to take him on. Alright, we will bounce out of this match. Alright. Next ship after the Makarov is the Ismail. Excuse me. Grab my first container. P30. Are you asking me because you want me to change it to that, or if it's possible for me to do that? settings. I'd have to change change to this. I'm not sure what setting I'd have to change it to, so I'll just... I'll have to experiment with it. I don't want to do it right now, but I'll give it a try and see if I can make it better. Okay, so let's take out the Ismail. After I check for flags. Yeah, we're probably in good shape. My cat is sitting right next to me on the desk, and he's got his butt right by the keyboard. Hey. Every so often he has to get up and check out the bridge. Okay, ring. Oh, I think I'm going to change the... Make it a little bit longer. Oops. Okay. And I am detected. And someone's targeting me. How dare you? I can't see the screen when you're doing that. Jaguar. This would be nice if I got a few hits. I'll take that. 5 incapacitations, 6 penetrations, more than half of his health. That's what I like to see. Nope, don't stick your paw up. God, it's like he's going to claw me because I'm not petting him enough. One of the things I think would have been a really cool way to kind of change detection a little bit is one of the things they changed that I didn't like was that they increased the speed in which gun splashes disappeared because of apparent complaints that if you have a lot of ships firing at a destroyer, they can get obscured by all the splashes around them, and that makes it harder to continuously target them. I thought that was a fantastic addition to the game because when a destroyer is completely enveloped with explosions, it actually gives them some cover by which to escape. And I liked that better than the idea than just at a certain range, they just kind of vanish, like the way standard detection works. I kind of liked the idea of something of an actual effect within the game causing them to become less detected. And it just seems kind of weird to have all these splashes just vanish as quickly as they do. Because honestly, you should be able to, like on clear days like this, you should be able to see every ship at every distance and so on. But I mean, of course, they have the detection the way it is for gameplay reasons, but it seemed to be a nice touch that I really did like, that I thought it was a shame that they got rid of. Oh, he's toast. Good job. Well done. I should probably have switched to AP a while ago, but so far the HE's doing pretty well, considering my targets have been destroyers for the most part. Let's see if I can finish this guy. That would be sweet. Really sweet. Come on, let's get him. Oh, that would have been nice. Let me look at the cameras, mate. Okay. Decisions. Do I shoot at the angled October Revolution that's closer, or the broadside Kirishima that is starting to angle, so never mind. I think I'll shoot at Kirishima. And then I'll switch back to HE again. God, that 32-second reload is just a killer. Okay, here we go. Jaguar's actually turning in. Maybe he thinks I'm just a noob. Anything you can do to make your opponents think you're a noob without actually getting killed is a good thing, because then they underestimate you. 7 seconds. Let me kill him. No, don't you kill him instead. He's mine. Oh, great. I probably let him too much. And it doesn't matter. My kill was stolen. And we are slaughtering them. Wow. They all miss. Okay, he's going to be... Okay, I was thinking that the Grush Bay might have gotten blapped there, but he's still in it. Now he's going to get blapped. Yeah. But now I will be this next primary target. And he is probably... Whoa! 2 of his shirts. Ouch. He was probably very happy that I fired HE at him, but I was not about to wait another 32 seconds to reload into AP. But I have the health to spare. And I think this guy might take a torp. He's going to take 2. He's dead. He couldn't even have taken one of them. And switching back to to HE again. Let's just do up here. Huh. Okay. And the Nuremberg is dead. I feel like I'm just like lagging behind everyone else in the land of no contributions. I'm also getting hot. Ugh. Let's take the hat off. Okay, come on. Ah! Seconds before I could get my shots off. That is what is also known as typical. Probably going to be way down at the bottom. Middle of the pack, which is kind of embarrassing, I think. Okay, cool. So we won that one. Next up, after the Ismail. What do we got? We have Minsk. Oh god, I hate this ship. I mean, the ship itself is fine. I'm just not very good in it. Excuse me. Oops. Okay. Okay, we have Rangers, which I hate Rangers, or rather, I hate carriers. I'm gonna get my butt kicked. And it's nothing even worth capping. Well, I will stay at range. Excuse me. I will stay at range and I will annoy them. That's pretty much all I can do. Not doing too much damage to me. Maybe I can close the range on this guy. And surprise him. Of course, we could lose if our team just stinks. It keeps dying. Got him. But I must needs be careful. Let's finish off that Gneiss now, guys. Is that the guy just killed? Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, someone's having a little issue. Got him. Let's go back and defend the base. And Mr. Blue Baron is going to get a misbehavior in chat. We're about to lose our Bayern. We lost our Bayern. Come on. Now we gotta stay at long range and harass and pray for my team to show up. But I am concerned that my team isn't as big as I want it to be. Not anymore. This might hurt. Ow! That hurt. And I popped smoke. Unintentionally. Why am I still detected? Gonna reset the cap as long as I can. Uh-oh. Ouchie! That blew me up. Wait a minute. I'm in Minsk. Lenin loves me is the one who killed me? I'm going to register a complaint with the Politburo. I think we are toast in this game. So I will be exiting that game. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to skip the Leningrad because I need the captain back. And I will take out the shores. Okay. Yeah, this new Twitter thing, or not Twitter, Twitch UI is weird. Okay, we're going to check out the shores. We are middle tier, which is decent. No carriers to worry about. And so I should be able to HE spam relatively decently. Excuse me, I need to move you out of the way. I'm so sorry. So sorry. But I am trying to play the game. And I can't have a little cat blocking the view. What? Alright. The thing is, I need to turn away already because this detection on this monster is horrifyingly big. I need to get another command point before I can reduce it a tiny smidge. Smidge. And I'm already targeted. So that means someone is over here. Really? Where are you? I am detected again. Target acquired. Leander Synop. They're all bunched up. So many times I can hit this guy while he's sitting still. I need intelligence data. Finally, a fire. Sometimes you get really spoiled with your spotter planes and you're like, oh, that was so much more useful to have that thing. Okay, so that is up. Pardon me. Just checking something out. I could really hurt that Leander. Switching to armor piercing. And he's turning too much. Crap. Alright, I am too close. I need to run away. Get back into this once I gain some distance. Another fire on the Derpits. Alright, I'm still detected. Oh, he is out of range. Okay. Sims. Stop on a dime, Sims. Or start reversing. So my shells will go blap you. Nice. One more shot for good measure. I've actually gone pretty far. I take that back. I was going to say gone pretty far in the game without losing too many ships. But that is no longer true. What we do really need are caps. And we need them fast. And one of these battleships needs to delete this freaking Cleveland. Because seriously, he's just moving backwards and forwards, like racking up damage. My puny 6-inch guns just aren't cutting it. Come on. Should get some hits. But seriously, that Sim's just popping smoke and sitting in it all day. That's that's a waste. As was that salvo. Come on, let's finish this guy. Ah, we lost. Boop. All right, so now the Leningrad or the Minsk captain should be free. And I can take out the Leningrad. Okay. So I have completed about 1 hour of tonight's stream. Starting tomorrow at 6 p.m., I need to do that 23 more times. Um, okay, so the Minsk is all set up. Let's just check out flags. Yeah, I'm all set with those. And on we go. While I'm waiting, I'm going to listen to Eeler's video. He has some footage, so he actually does have a video on his channel. But I'm just going to listen to the audio, so you'll probably hear it in the game as well. So let's see what he has to say.
Folks, Eeler here with a very important message and request for the community. Our World of Warship's colleague Darkwing Glacier very recently lost his father, who was a U.S. Navy veteran, but also suffered from Parkinson's disease for the last 25 years of his life. So to honor his father's memory and to raise research money for Parkinson's disease, Darkwing is going to host a 24-hour charity stream that starts tomorrow, Friday, September 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 2200 UTC. And any proceeds collected will go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which specializes in Parkinson's disease research. So I invite everybody to at least come by the stream and say hello. Please do make a donation if you are able to. Any amount is welcome. And I'll leave links to Darkwing's stream as well as the place where you can make a donation to the fund. And with that, we hope to see you out there. And we certainly hope to see you on the stream. And we wish you happy sailing.
So thank you very much to Eeler for making that that video. I appreciate any and all efforts to spread the word about the stream that I will be doing tomorrow. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit about my dad. He was a U.S. Navy veteran. He was born in Iowa, raised in Nebraska, and oh great, a Mogador. Not good. Let me survive this first and escape, because I need to get out of here fast. Because he is going to rip me to shreds if I don't get out of here. Yeah. So my dad was raised in Nebraska, and he didn't like school all that much, so after graduating high school, he went on into the Navy. His father was a Navy and was a chief machinist's mate, who also served in World War II. Actually, he served in both World Wars. Yeah, so the Navy was definitely in the family, and so my dad joined the Navy, and I believe he did his basic training in San Diego and was assigned to yeoman school. And he served first upon the USS Taussig, which is an Allen M. Sumner class destroyer. The Yue Yang in World of Warships is an Allen M. Sumner class destroyer. And it is, I think the configuration of the Yue Yang in the game is after the Fram 2 conversion that gave it better radars and some upgrades for its anti-submarine role. So it's not quite the configuration that my dad was in. Closer to the configuration is the gearing. The gearing is actually based on the Sumner class. The only difference between the gearing and the Sumner is that the gearing is 10 feet longer, a conversion that they made for the class to give it a little bit extra room for fuel. Ouch. And that was done to help keep the gearings, with the fleet longer and require less refuelings. But the summer class performed very well in World War II, and many were kept in service well into the 70s, and many of them were subsequently sold or transferred to the Taiwanese or the Republic of China Navy. The USS Taussig DD-746 was one of those ships, and it was renamed the Loyang, which is another ship that's in this game. However, the Loyang that is represented in this game is actually a Benson class. But the Loyang that served with the Taiwanese Navy was named the Loyang, and I believe it is now a a museum ship in Taiwan. At least that's the last I heard. I'm not sure if it still is a museum ship or if it was scrapped or anything, but at least that was the plans when it was retired, I believe, in the early 2000s or the late 1990s. All right, I need to get out of here. So my father served as a yeoman on board. He was also a helmsman, and in addition to doing his yeomanly duties, he also was the 1 Juliet Victor talker. And when I looked up what talker that was, it's mainly docking and maneuvering. But based on his description, it was also more duties than that. And given the size of the ship, the 1 Juliet Victor talker could be the entire J circuit, which is what the captain uses to basically fight the ship and talk to all of the other departments. So he was definitely involved in that, and apparently he did a pretty good job. So after he served a 4-year term or tour on board the Taussig, he then spent several years in Japan, serving there, and then went to the Pentagon, where he served as a yeoman for the Chief of Naval Operations. And it was about that time in the late 60s where he met my mom, who was a secretary for the Secretary of Defense. So that meant, since the Secretary of Defense talks often to the Chief of Naval Operations, they were in frequent communication as part of their work duties. And as the story goes, my mother asked my father to check out her car because it wouldn't start. And supposedly my mother's car had absolutely nothing wrong with it. So she lured him out to fix the car, which my dad magically was able to start. And to thank him, she, declared that she was just going to have to cook dinner for him. And basically my dad was ensnared that way. Soon after that, within at least a couple of years of, I think they lived in D.C. for another year or two, but then they moved up to Massachusetts, where they both spent the rest of their lives together. And that's where I grew up. And my father ended up leaving the Navy and joining the Naval Reserve. And he was deployed while he was in the reserve for many years, in Iceland at Keflavik. And in the mid-90s, when he was 54 or 55, and I was in college, he ran into, one of the toughest patches in his life, because he was trying to put 2 kids through college. He, and him and my mother were both working hard, trying to, in a strictly middle-class family, trying to put their kids through college. And the stress, I think a lot of it due to the financial issues going on, was just very difficult. And so within the span of, I believe, a year and a half, my mom lost her job due to budget cuts at the university where she taught. My dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and my dad also suffered a near fatal heart attack. And I think at least the heart attack was brought about by the stress of what was going on. And I can definitely say that it's only now that I have a family of my own that I'm starting to realize what he was up against um, in trying to raise a family and provide for them and do everything. But my dad, one of the reasons that it took this long for me to kind of really see what he was doing is that he was not a complainer. He was a reserved and quiet man who worked extremely hard, and he didn't bitch about it. He just put his head down and just did the best he could with whatever he had. And and he succeeded. He got both me and my sister through college. I mean, we worked as well, but I mean, he contributed as much as he could to that effort. And so the Parkinson's, he didn't know anything about it. I mean, none of us did when he was first diagnosed. And so we learned that it was a neurodegenerative disease. And my dad, I remember him telling me about it. When the doctor said that you have Parkinson's, his first question was, well, how long do I got, doc? And the doctor apparently laughed and told him that, he was going to live for quite a long time, assuming he didn't, um, well, he hadn't had the heart attack yet, but that was a difficulty he had to worry about. But in any event, Parkinson's is not a fatal disease. It is a degenerative disease due to lack of dopamine in the brain, which one of the things it does is it controls body movements. And so one of the common symptoms or early symptoms of Parkinson's is that you can have uncontrollable movements like shaking in the hands or the extremities, and that can cause, yikes, I need to open the distance. And that can cause the shaking, as I described, which is called tremors. And you can have, it's kind of a trade off because there are medicines that reduce the tremors, but they can also kind of do too much and deaden the various muscles. And as the disease progresses, the tremors can get worse, and it can also affect the ability to control various muscles, including frequently people have balance issues, and they have difficulty. Oh, let me dodge this. Ouch, that really hurt. So they can suffer balance issues, and they can also have what they call freezing episodes, where the body wants to move, but the person can't just get started. And this frequently occurs when going on stairs, or that was really bad. Or going through, like say, doorways or crossing any kind of a threshold. It's just one of the things they have to deal with. Ouch. I will pick up where that one left off. God, I didn't do like any damage at all. Except for getting the cap. No fires either. See, I'm not good at these ships. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to start the next battle and then I'll continue with my story. Okay, so I already did the shores. Next is the lazo. So what's the regular tier? Yeah, the tier 7 is the shores. So I will take out my lazo. I'm my shores captain. Make sure we have enough flags. Looks like we do. I will select this one, the glory flag. And away we go. So as I was saying, my one of the things that Parkinson's sufferers can have is difficulty crossing thresholds and things like that. Their body just kind of freezes, and one of the difficulties with that is that if they lose their balance and their body's frozen, that when they can fall, and when they fall, they tend to fall like a tree, like just as opposed to someone who kind of more crumples down, which can cause head injuries or broken hips or all sorts of things depending on the age of the patient. Um, in addition to that, they frequently have difficulty swallowing, which is really bad, and ultimately that can be one of the primary causes of death for Parkinson's patients. They're not able to swallow on their own anymore, and that causes extreme difficulty to eat. In addition to that, uh, they kind of lose their voice, like the volume of their voice goes down. They tend to become expressionless, which doesn't, it means that while they may feel, they don't like lose any ability to feel emotions, but you just don't see those emotions on their faces anymore. So they tend to have kind of just a, I don't want to say a blank look, but just an expressionless look on their faces as they get older. And in addition to that, they can also get word finding difficulties. So they frequently um, are searching for the next word to say, or what is this guy shooting at me for? What is his issue? So in any event, my father suffered through this as it slowly advanced over the next 25 years. And while all that was going on, he was also trying to continue to put his kids through college. He was trying to support himself and his wife. I mean, my mother worked as well, but he was definitely trying to support himself and his wife. And he, even though my dad was, suffering from Parkinson's, he had suffered a heart attack, which, as the doctors told him, if he suffered another one, he wasn't going to survive it. And but that doesn't. But my mom was also in bad shape as well because she was a lifelong smoker, and that had taken a severe toll on her health. Um, and my dad, as I said, he was, he didn't complain. He was tough. He worked hard. He had prepared himself to be the caregiver for my mother, knowing that her health was just as bad, if not worse, than his own. Unfortunately, my mother died suddenly in 2003. Um, and all of a sudden, my dad was alone. And he confided in me a little while after his death that, after my mother's death, um, that he wasn't sure why he was around anymore. He didn't have a purpose. At least he didn't think he had a purpose. And as you can imagine, that it can be kind of demoralizing that you have pictured in your head, what your purpose in life is going to be, and then have that suddenly taken away. Um, along with the person you care for most in the world. And but at the time of my mother's death, my sister was pregnant with her first child, and upon the baby's birth, my dad found a new purpose in life, and that was to take care of his grandchildren. So he pretty much fulfilled that role of grandpa for both of my sister's kids, and then later on when my kids were born. And he wasn't, because of the Parkinson's, he wasn't able to do everything that, like, he wasn't the kind of grandpa who is playing baseball and running around and doing all that kind of stuff. Um, by this time, he was into his 60s and into his 70s, so he wasn't able to do all those super active things, but he was always there to be with the kids, to cuddle with them, to be a listening ear for them, and just general, mental and moral support for them. And my sister described him once, he's just a saint. She could just kind of plop her daughter in my dad's lap, and he would sit and hold her and watch her for hours. And she would be perfectly content with Papa, as the grandkids called him. But then ultimately, the Parkinson's just got too much, and he wasn't able to take care of himself anymore, and he had to go into a nursing home. And as time got closer, I knew that he would get sick. He would occasionally fall, and we knew that time was basically limited. So we spent as much time as we could with him and our grandkids as well. And just one time he got sick and he didn't quite come back to baseline. And that happened this summer. And eventually that was that. But he was surrounded by friends and family when he died, and he died peacefully. So we're very grateful for that. But I do have to state, basically at every opportunity, that he fought hard. He didn't let the Parkinson's demoralize him. He knew he could still be useful. He knew that we did not consider him a burden. And he fought it every step of the way. And so that's why I'm doing this stream. We all miss him terribly. In some ways, it's still hard for me to even imagine him being gone. He was just kind of the rock of the family that was always there. He never had no, I don't want to. Let me put this right. He used few words, but he had a way of conveying a lot of meaning with only a few words. So it's like when he spoke, people listened. And they realized that there was a lot of meaning in those words. As I said just a little while ago, he fought hard. And that's kind of a good description of his life, because I remember one of his elder brothers died in the past 10 years. And of course my dad was upset. He didn't often get to see his brother because his brother lived in Iowa and my dad lived in Massachusetts. But he did keep in touch as much as he could, and so on. And when my Uncle Bob died, my dad, he just kind of, when he told me about it, he just kind of, you could see him kind of look off into the distance, and he just said he fought hard. And I know that's pretty simple, and there's not much to that statement, but to hear it from my dad, you could imagine, you could picture a lot more than what those words say, than those mere words, I should say. Thank you. I remember as it got close to the end, my sister was trying to encourage me to, visit my father more often, and she also, encouraged me to like have a heart to heart with him to make sure that that I said everything I wanted to, before he died. And I kind of did, but I also felt that I could just kind of sit in a room with him and just be in his company. And it was the kind of company that you feel like you could just be comfortable in and not have to say a lot, but there's still a lot passing between you. And that's kind of the presence my dad had. It's like when he was around, things just were calmer, more relaxed, and you just kind of felt safe. He died when he was 80 years old, and an 80-year-old man who could barely get around on his own, and yet still he just kind of exuded this kind of calm presence that not the kind of safe, I guess, that like if a someone broke into the house and attacked you, he would leap up and defend you. It's not that kind of thing. It's just kind of a mental calmness that I guess I want to say he was very Zen like. um, I guess that's one way to describe it. Okay. I do have some kind of funny stuff to talk about. Uh, my son is only 8 years old, so he's still he's definitely new to processing, what death is and what it means, and he doesn't, quite understand it yet. So I think the day after my father died or something, I was putting my son to bed and I gave him a hug, and I told him that, it's like I just said, that he was my baby boy, and that he would remain my baby boy even when he was my age. And so my son said, like, okay, but when I'm your age, you'll be dead like Papa. Which, it sounds morbid, but it was a perfectly innocent thing to say. and and I couldn't help but laugh when he said it. But I said, hopefully I'll still be alive. But I do have to say that Michael J. Fox um, has done a great deal for people with Parkinson's disease, because he was diagnosed at a much younger age than my father was, and he's fought with it just as hard as anyone else has. And yet he's used his fame that he's gained from acting to help the Parkinson's community, and I just have to be thankful that he's done so. Come on, let's kill this hipper. Great. This is gonna hurt, because I'm not gonna be able to dodge you. At least you didn't cause a flood. And the Gajamada's over there too, which is also not good. Let me take one of these guys out. Here's the ranger. Come on. Got him. Let's kill this ranger fast. Good Lord, they're everywhere. Citadel, come on. Just another salvo or two and I can get them. Just a few more hits. Oh, come on, please. Got him. All right, well, you can't say I didn't do my part. 4 kills. Not so bad. And my cat here, he just has this lovely habit of like laying down on my desk. And he just kind of flops a little bit to the side and his butt just goes right on the edge of the keyboard. Thank you. You too, Danik. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Just like trolling my own team here. Let's see if I can refresh this. Okay, cool. I'm glad that this is actually working. Got a little mosquito flying in here. Come on, you can get him. Finish him. Oh! Almost. Dude, you're not going to survive unless you shoot fast. Oh! Good job, CV. Did my headphones just cut out? It sounded like they cut out for a second. Did the game audio cut out? There we go. No, you guys are going to have to kill him. Oh, there's 1 minute. That's right. Okay, what's the next ship we're going to take out? Well, first, we're going to switch to this. Collect a container. The next ship in the queue is, let me guess, something Russian. Sure, Sinop. Ooh, Sinop. We have a, we can get a commander point for this dude. So let's take a quick look at the credits. Not the credits, the wiki, to confirm that concealment is the next thing I want to get. For my captain skill. If the page loads, which is taking forever. What? No captain skill? Are you kidding? Alright, I take that back. So I will just take concealment. And we'll get fire prevention after that. Check the flags. We will take the glory flag. Check signals. Signals are fine. I don't need the experience one anymore. Let me confirm that. Correct. And away we go. Okay, so let's get started. All right. Ooh, I got 2 battleships behind me. Always a comforting thought. I need to do more damage than that. Alright, I am doing a full reversal as soon as I get this shot off. Seriously, you rammed him? The base is wide open. Where's the This has to get him. Keep him spotted, CV. Ah! I'm dead. Alright, I am going to bounce out. We might have one more game in it tonight. Next ship, Ognivoy. And I need to give this dude some stuff with the thing and the other stuff. Ognivoy. Because I recently just gave him a lot of experience, and I need to see what stuff to give him. So what do we got? Here we go. No, not you. Not you. What's taking so long? Okay, here we go. Ognivoy. Did I even get, like, modules for this thing? Okay, I did. That's good. Um, Captain skills. That's right, captain skills. So we already have that. We already have last stand, which is standard. AFT? Are you serious? Why? Is the range really that bad? Okay, so we'll get secondaries. Well, I guess because it's a gunboat, I suppose that makes sense. But it doesn't, it actually does extend it by 20. Let's check out what the range is. Because the range really is that bad. 10.9 kilometers. Yeah, we do need to extend it. Otherwise, I won't be hitting squat. Advanced firing training. And do I have flags? I do have one flag, which is fine. I am trying to rank up this one so I can pop on a bunch of other flags. And this, I think this is Scylla, yep. Give it some more of that stuff. More of that stuff. Can rank up this guy pretty fast. And away we go. We'll see what kind of ship this is. If it's a good ship or a crappy ship. And this will likely be the last game of the night. Sorry about that. It definitely has nice to have a ship that has actual torpedoes that can reach the enemy, which is very new for Russian TDs. That smoke lasts a long time too. I need targets. It's the guy in the Nelson who's like mouthing off in chat. Who definitely deserves a massive misbehavior in chat. In the meantime, I need to turn and I need to kick off that heal. It's like, I really wish I could get in there, but against two Bensons, two battleships, and a New Orleans, and with what I have on my side, I'm in deep doo-doo. Okay, that's a step in the right direction, kids. We got a cyclone. Not what I wanted. Ow. I do like the fast reloading torps. That's definitely a plus. Go for the ram, Vlad. Oh, cripes. We just lost our Iowa? Oh my gosh. Ah! Crap. Well, I think that's going to call it a night. Everyone who stopped by, I very much appreciate it. Thank you. And I am going to see you tomorrow, 3 hours ahead of schedule, and I will be going for the next 24 hours after that. So I hope to see you there. Just pop in and say hi if you get a chance, and I appreciate it. And hopefully I can raise some money in honor of my dad, and which will also go towards Parkinson's research to help all the other people who have it and improve treatments and ultimately a cure. So thanks again, everyone who stopped by, and I will catch you later.